Yo, press record. What's up? You're listening to Zero to X. My name is Daniel, and today with me, as always.
Hey guys,
What's up? What's up?
my name is Amara.
His name is Amara.
How you doing, man?
Bro, I'm good. I'm right in the middle of so many incredible things are happening.
Right in the middle of projects.
That's it. I'm right in the middle of a project. So many incredible things are happening.
Bro, it's wild. It's almost H2, man.
It's interesting that because since we adopted this year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4 things as quarters, I've just been subconsciously or even near consciously aware of at what point I'm that meter that's reading 30% there, 40% there,
Bro,
50%. Like it's just in my head.
Let's give our listeners some context. So basically, in one of the episodes titled "This Is Q2," we basically shared how we began to think about our quarters as years.
As 12-week sprints.
12-week sprints. 12-week sprints, guys. And it's a beautiful paradigm because there is a sort of push and punishment equally that 100%. You give to yourself.
Oh, yes. You know when the point hits you and hits you again?
Yeah. So
there is for sure.
When you get to the end of the year and you haven't done so much, we want that feeling, but we want it every quarter.
Every quarter,
and we want the push of the new year high.
You don't have so much time.
12 weeks of the new year. Exactly. So,
bro, I think this is the best way so far we've explained this year to Q2. It's like having the initial New Year resolution grab in your body.
Yes. And the end of
the end of the year, God, I didn't do this thing. How do you feel? Just having it every 3 months.
12
I love
it. Exactly.
That's the best. And then the time constraint of, I need to actually achieve this goal, bro. It's 12.
I'm reading a book right now.
Become creative, man.
Let me share, bro. I'm reading. There's one of the books. So last year I was in a review of. When I say last year, guys, I mean Q1.
Yeah.
So
get up to speed, guys.
Get up to speed. So last year I was in a review of how the year went.
Yeah.
And I was like, bro, I wanted to read this many books. I only read this many. What the hell, man?
Is this greatness?
This is not greatness. And to be fair, it wasn't like I wasn't reading throughout.
Yeah.
So there's a difference between, somebody read one book in January, didn't read anything in February, and read another one in March. That wasn't my situation. I was reading all the time, but half the time I'm doing all that things. Let's say I'm reading now, and then I start paying attention to one YouTube video. YouTube sucks my soul. So I try to run it from that platform. And crazy, I still say it all the time. That's my most favorite.
It's my favorite social media platform.
Exactly. Yeah. So with that review in mind, I was like, no, man, this can't happen again. This can't happen this year. So I just thought about it now. Okay, where are we? With reference to the second year.
Yeah.
And I see that, but technically H2.
Yeah.
Like H2 is going to be the middle of May, right? And I'm just like, brah.
You guys,
Nah, we just come correct. Heavily correct, man. Heavily correct.
Bro, H2. Jesus.
Guy, I did not mean H2 of.
I know. I know what you mean, but we have to come correct.
Yeah.
But there's this thing that tends to happen in the middle of things. Remember, there was an episode we said that the way to do hard things is to not stop doing them. There is this thing that happens in the middle of going through, even if it's just like a time box thing. So let's not even say you are in the actual middle of a project. That would be in terms of like the steps or milestones.
Yeah.
Let's say it's in the middle of a time box. It could be either, to be fair. It's very, very easy. In fact, we see this happen a lot. That's why it's called initial gra-gra. Because initially you are doing gra-gra. I'm sorry.
Let's help our foreign audience, guys.
Yeah.
What we call initial gra-gra.
So it's when you start with a lot of momentum.
Initial hype.
You are hyped, you're turned. I'm changing my life. I'm getting a 6-pack. I'm getting a new Ferrari, red Portofino. Bro, like you are just turned, man. Bro, you're turned. And then first day you are up 5 a.m. You are listening to Nike. You are listening to the Ben Lionel Scott's motivation, and you're just turned. Like you're just doing everything. And then, like 5 days down the line, You wake up because you've been running and working out.
And you're just like, let me just rest today.
Let me just rest, you know.
Tomorrow you're resting again.
Tomorrow you're resting.
Next week you're still resting.
3 hours later you're still resting. That's what we call initial. That's what we call initial grad. You start with a lot of momentum and hype, and all of a sudden, like, what was that?
What, bro?
Exactly.
You see, let me talk properly about this. My God, I think one of the biggest things I have a problem with the way life works is how I'm looking for the word. Is how laziness and procrastination creep up on you,
bro.
So if you're not like, there is a very important level of self-awareness you need to be exerting on a day-to-day basis. What else, bro? You just find that 1 week has passed and somebody that was actively waking up by 5 a.m. is now waking up by 8 a.m. bro.
Like, your life is destroyed. It's messed up.
Bro.
It creeps up on you, and you know what's crazy? People don't realize how dirtily consequential losing time is.
I say
you cannot get it back.
I think it's one of the biggest things I'm happy I've learned this year. That time is truly the irretrievable element.
Bro.
It is truly the irretrievable element.
In and of itself.
In and of itself.
It is like,
you can borrow money.
You cannot borrow.
You can borrow labor. You can borrow tech. But you can never borrow time.
Like once that
time is gone.
Like, bro, time is the original non-fungible thing.
Yes.
Like you can't, like in and of itself, that unit can't be exchanged for anything. So
wasting time is something.
See, there's a way I need us, all of us.
All of us
think about this, bro. All of us in that car, all of us in that office, all of us everywhere, man. But guys, gather around. There's a way I need us to think of. Like, there's paradigm shifts can be really, really beautiful.
They can.
There's a way you just think about something you struggle with so much. There's the way you just think about it. Like honestly, you won't even be angry or irritated. You just say never again. Never again, bro. Never again. Never again, bro. That's the end. Those paradigm shifts, I like them.
So let me flash back a little bit. I will reserve names just because of privacy. I remember telling a friend of mine who used to be a graphic designer years ago. I think he used to charge. This is Naira, guys. Nigerian Naira.
Hey,
foreign
God.
audience. You know, I keep saying foreign audience because I checked our stats and I was seeing a lot of foreign listeners.
Yeah.
So
thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Love.
So Nigerian Naira context to the dollar is a lot weaker than the dollar.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
But yeah, so this guy used to charge 5,000 to 10,000. Okay, let me be more realistic. He used to charge around 5,000 Naira for a logo design. This was like 5-6 years ago. Yeah. Oh, and he was good though.
Yeah.
So let's be clear that he was not
shabby. He wasn't shabby.
Yeah.
He knew shit.
At the time, I always used to tell him, which is weird. This is funny because it would seem like, I had this knowledge 5-6 years ago. I did, but you see, there is a revelation that you have now. there is a comprehension that you have now that has come from years of actually putting the concept to work. Yeah. That you didn't have then. But anyway, I used to tell him then that, bro, 5K, that's like 2 days work of design and you're telling me take 5,000. What? I said, bro, I used to fight with him. And sometimes he'll come back to me and he'll tell me about how he just had this client that really upset him because of one tiny job. Like, that's the thing. It's the clients that pay the least that stress you the most. And so he's complaining left, right, and center every time. I'm just like, bro, stop charging. Give them your bill and stand on it. If you tell them 30K, don't shake, don't blink an eyelid. Say it.
With your full chest.
Now we understand that situations are nuanced because this person might probably have been looking for daily bread. Yeah. You get.
Yeah.
So it's completely understandable. But there is this understanding you get to at some point in your life where you know that this thing is not worth my time. If I'm going to spend 6 hours doing this thing, what is my 6 hours worth? What, okay, no, 6 hours might not be realistic for a lot of people. Like, it may not be practical for a lot of people. Let's make it a lot more tangible. What's your 24 hours worth? We've done a podcast episode on the value of your time.
Oh God.
Oh, okay. But think about it, because your 24 hours are part of a 30-day month that you get paid for, or 22 working day month that you get paid for, right? And depending on what you're doing at the phase of life you are in, you can calculate what one of those days is worth.
Bruh.
And somebody now charges you miles below, feet below your value. And that's the thing, if you're not thinking about your time,
oh my God,
and if you're not thinking about your value and your time, you might take on that gig, and then maybe 2 days in, you're just like, what
did I just do? Who sent me?
What the hell did I just
Who actually sent me?
I can't turn this back now. Because at the end of the day, you have a reputation to keep.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so please, guys, the importance of understanding what the value of your time is.
Can't overstate it.
You can't overstate it.
See, guys, like one of the things that I wish we have is this kind of destiny changing paradigm shift that you're like, you won't even be angry and you just say never again. You just smile.
Bro, that never again is so important.
Bro, like
I had one never again. I had never again this year, man. I was like, bro, never again. No.
Got you.
Fumbled.
Bro. You fumbled the ball.
Anyway, what do you want to talk about?
I hear that, man. So like, is this something of like you start hyped and turned and motivated and what, and then in the middle you get in a rut. Whether it's laziness, it's procrastination, it's being unmotivated.
It's a lot of things, yeah.
It's a lot of things. It could actually even be genuinely a life-altering incident.
Those ones are
like we don't want it to just seem like
it's not always laziness.
Yeah, it's not always laziness or irresponsibility in any way, form, or shape.
Yes.
There might be almost legitimate excuses. Or reasons. Let me not use the word excuses, because the point is like I said, there is where you are, there are your goals. Every other thing else is commentary. It's noise. Those two things matter. Where you are, where your goals are. So, this happened. Yeah. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it's you. And what you want to make of your life.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it at the end of the day, man.
So like it could be, you could have gotten into that rut or whatever that is for any plethora of reasons. So how do you get out of that rut? How do you get out of that rut?
Do you have starting points?
Bro, I'm all about, again, because this is almost a phase I've actually been in, because like I said, I am in a very exciting phase. I think every phase of my life is exciting. It's just like there's always something different, because I'm paying attention to it. That's why it seems so. But without giving too much, I'm at this space, like I said, I think I mentioned this in the last episode, like there are a lot of things I'm hyper focusing on.
Yes.
And one of the things I realized is that it's very important for me to be in the same mental or / emotional state, that I was in when I was my highest performing or best motivated.
How do you claw your way back up?
Like the routines and the structures. So I know that there are some things that always did for me. So I remember the episode where we recorded, I think I even mentioned it, that I was sick. Well, I was not going to not record this episode. As in my body felt like shit. My voice was this thing. I just knew that, there are a couple of songs that I listen to that get me turned. Yeah? I was here now. I just said, just give me like 10 minutes. I put on my AirPod Pros. Small time, bro. Like small time. I just listened to this song like 5 times over. I was vibing, then I came back and then we did the podcast. And if I didn't mention that I wasn't feeling good, you probably wouldn't have known that I wasn't feeling good. So there are triggers that kind of get you in the same mental or emotional space. So for instance, for me, something practical that I do is once I wake up, I read a couple pages or I listen to a couple minutes on discipline and hard work.
Oh yeah, you've mentioned this on the podcast.
Yeah, so it's a part of the routine. So what happens when you get in this rut is that your routines get destroyed like that. blown to pieces. You've forgotten that you were even this high-performing individual.
Bro,
the way,
you forget.
You just
forget.
Destroyed. So one of the things that I would usually look back to doing is getting that routine back on track. But the thing is, don't think about doing everything. Think about doing the very first thing. Otherwise,
you're clawing your way back.
You're clawing your way back. What's the very first thing I used to do? Okay, I wake up and I do that thing. Just do that thing. Do that thing. Then every other day, demand yourself a little more. A little more, a little more. So for me, maybe because of how I process things or my biases and idiosyncrasies, I think of myself as a performer, as an athlete, as an elite.
Very important.
Bro, I think of myself as elite, man.
I say very important. I'm sorry to cut you short, but I say very important because you must realize that whatever works for you, go guard it.
Hold it.
Guard.
Bro, shamelessly.
Bro, it's not about what anybody thinks.
Shamelessly
guard it. If it's working for you, guard the hell out of it.
Shamelessly hold this. Bro, like, I think of that scene, like, when I'm preparing for my death, I think of that scene in Gladiators, was a movie released in 2000, Gladiators, when Maximus went into the arena and he picks up sand. Just gets on the ground, picks up sand, and drops it. He's ready to fight.
Guys, you must see how dramatic Daniel is being right
now. Yeah. When Maximus just goes on the ground, he picks up the sand, like, the head to work.
But I think these things are important.
Do you understand? When Amara says that, see, he does everything by 7:30 on the dot.
I'm here to work, man.
You're here to work. Those things, that's what something Amara has said so many times. And yes, I won't say I've ever underestimated the importance of what he's saying. But in going through life, you realize just how important these things are. Set up your environment for success, man.
Bro.
So essentially, the point I'm trying to drive home is this. Get the routines that suffered as a result of the roads, get back to them. And then there is some pre-work you have to have done. Back to the self-awareness that Mara's talking about. You need to know the triggers that put you in the more ideal mental and emotional space you want to be in as a high performer. Do you understand? So for me, it's reading a book on focus, on discipline, on building something incredible. It gets me going, and I notice that I'm milking it, like, bro, milking it. Some people is lo-fi music.
Some people is prayer.
Some people is prayer. Whatever it is, man, that gets you in that. Some people is looking at their vision board. Some people you just go and look at your family. That baby girl that you will not be able to buy something. You'll be angry. You'll be angry at work, John. What are you telling me?
Okay, I have a point. I think I mentioned to Daniel on a personal call with Daniel that I think people underestimate the importance of this and its accountability.
Bro,
I think it is super underestimated. I think it is super underestimated.
I
know that, yes, there's times when you feel like, it's your life. You don't want to have to bother anybody. But you see, as you go through life, I think we said this in, oh God, I wish I remember the episode we said this in. That it was the episode about mental health. We said how to, I can't remember the title, man.
Go on.
But anyway, we said as you go through life, you need to be on the lookout for the people who truly care about, who truly cheer you on.
I remember that episode. I remember that episode,
So who truly cheer you on as you go through life? People who you can form actual strong connections with. And the moment you find them, you don't let them go.
You don't let them
and it's
go,
even
man.
better when you find somebody who shares the level of passion and drive towards greatness or whatever it is that you want out of life. Get? Myself and Daniel have never actually shared on this podcast how we met. But that's a digression. Anyway, but if you think about the power of accountability, if you tell somebody, if you're going through a rut, you must realize that one of the first stages is to admit that
100%.
This is a rut.
100%.
This is laziness. I'm battling something here, and my body is not having it. My mind is not having it. And
this admission is so important. Sorry for cutting
you short.
Bro. It's so important.
Very fine. The admission is so important, man. So important. And while you are able to admit that to yourself, what's even better is to take the next step and admit it to somebody. So
this is where this quality of people are very important.
This is why the quality of people, obviously, you don't want to tell somebody who is, for lack of a better word, trash. Right? So you found the quality of people who you know you can share this kind of thing with. Even if you have just one person on this 8 billion people planet, you found that one person and you tell this person that this is what this is.
Yeah.
And you don't, like, you must realize, I don't know, but you must know what works for you. Does encouragement and motivation work for you, or does pat you in the back kind of thing,
rub your head
work for you? And we might look at it on the podcast and say, oh yeah, does rub your head really work? That's a completely different debate. I feel like this situation might be
don't take away from the points.
Yes, exactly.
The point is find that thing that, like, there are some people that don't want to hear sorry.
Yes.
When they are going through shit. Like, they just need you to be present.
Yes.
They don't need to say anything.
Yes.
Don't tell them sorry.
Yes.
Don't tell them. Don't even talk. Don't just pretend that thing did not happen.
Yeah. Or some people just want to be. Some people just want a sounding board.
Yes.
I know somebody who is a friend of mine who, when he goes through a word, he just wants the sounding board. He just wants to come and bounce every idea in his head off of you, every lamentation he has.
Lamentation. I hear that.
Your job is at that point is just listen.
And the moment add the strategic.
Yes. Strategically. Yes. And the moment you finish listening, your next job is to now ask the guy, okay, so what's the plan?
Exactly.
And you've solved the problem for him.
Bro, you have been the best friend he needed at that point.
You've been the best
friend at that point.
Exactly. So I say this because if you understand the power of accountability, then you can leverage it so much.
Accountability is so much. Hack.
If you're willing to let go of your pride or your ego or whatever it is,
or your fear.
Yes, or your fear.
Very important.
Yeah, whatever it is that is making you not feel like opening up this part of yourself, to not sound like a failure, or whatever the case is.
Yeah,
you just need somebody who you know that this person sees me for who I am, and the person is fine with that.
Your person, your tribe.
Yes. So you tell the person that, oh, this is what's going on, and the person, okay, if the situation were, what do we do? Right? You guys figure out what to do, and then you report back to the person on a periodic basis that you both agree on, so that the person is able to actually say, okay, how are you doing better now? It's okay. Are you doing better now? Some questions like that and all of that. And you will find that even if it was just like Daniel said, the first step, and then clawing your way to the next step, but because you have somebody to hold you accountable, you're less likely to slip back
100%
to ground zero.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think one thing we must learn to leverage as adults, and that's the problem, because I'm an adult. You don't want to share, like, it's fine. I hear you. I hear you. I agree. But try it and see if it doesn't work. Especially with your own person.
This journey is hard enough being the ambitious person that you are.
It is.
Yeah. Because honestly, if you are at this point, if this is your first time listening to like Zero to Extra, so welcome. We're happy to have you on.
Guys,
we are
super happy to have you.
We're super happy to have you on. If this isn't your first time, odds are in hearing Daniel and Amara talk, you are already or on your way to being a super ambitious person. I think our energy and vibe is pretty contagious, because like we want you to live your best lives possible.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So, and we've told you up front, the price is steep.
Price is steep, man.
So something I think it was Zig Ziglar that said, that the elevator to success is always out of order. But the stairs
are working fine.
They work fine. Bro, they work fine. They work fine. Obviously, that is a nuance. I understand the principle. There are some nuances, because there are some things that can just leverage. That's something Amara and I have been developing for a while. Leverage. Amara is coming with fire, guys.
I'm coming with fire, guys.
Episode on leverage. It's coming with fire.
Episode on leverage.
It's coming with fire, man. I just hear the thoughts and I'm like, yeah. Guy, don't tell me now. So that my reaction to this in real time when you talk about it will be like the real thing. So, being the ambitious person that you are, or on your way to being, the price for this thing is steep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need every resource, every person, every hack imaginable,
bro,
to make this thing work.
Bro. I said on the last episode that I was going through not a rut, but I didn't have the best week, basically. And I look back now, And you know when you need to pull every string there is
You
to
understand?
get your life back at
Yeah.
grade A.
Yeah.
Bro, that's what, like, I finished the week and I'm just like, nah, next week
Nah.
cannot be like this.
Nah.
And that's the thing, like I said in the other podcast, I was productive. It was largely productive.
Yeah.
Right? But I just know when I'm not at my 100.
Yeah.
And I didn't give 100 this week.
Yeah.
So it's very, very important when you're able to identify that as it stands, there's things that got me to this level. And now I am way below that level.
Yeah.
And I must use every trick in the book.
100%.
Every trick in the book.
Bloody trick in the book. Every bloody trick in the book, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys. This won't be the most exhaustive list or things that you must do or a structured step-by-step approach to getting out of a rut, because I have noticed from experience and maybe observation, talking to a couple of people, the ruts usually start as or end up being ultimately mental and emotional states that you need to get out of.
Yes.
And sometimes you need to act your way out of it. Sometimes you need to talk your way out of it. Sometimes some people find it easy to snap out of it. Because I found out that your feelings can seem overpowering.
They can.
But when a dire enough situation arises, you might be scared of some people that are saying that if something should happen, that they will just fall down. It's a lie. You will run for your life. That I cannot run, I cannot fly first. They just come and eat me like that. No. Do you understand? Like, certain situations can cause a switch, no matter how much you think your brain. I've noticed it, especially with behaviors, attitude, things that look like addiction.
Yes, yeah.
Like, bro, it can, like, without going into more detail, like, you might think you want that thing so much, all of a sudden there's a reason you can't have that thing. Like, I beg.
I think I need to add something. Another thing I just thought about was the concept Ridali talked about in his principles, the video principles on his YouTube channel. Yeah, and I don't know. I'm praying I don't quote it wrongly. But from what I understood, or I think I relate it to something else, because this feels like a mix of thoughts. But he said one reason why you might be experiencing this rut, which could be, in our case, like we have talked about, dissatisfaction, could be just lack of motivation, it could be laziness, could be procrastination, all of those things. It could be because you've been climbing up the wrong mountain. so like you just find that something. Yeah, you just find that like
conundrum.
Sorry?
I said that's a conundrum. That's quite something.
Bro. So you realize that you look at, if you do a proper assessment, there is no joy in your life. It might just be the wrong mountain. You might just be climbing up the wrong. You might need to come down, like let go of all of that and reinvent yourself, like we talked about in How to Know What to Do with Your Life, the episode on How to Know What to Do with Your Life.
Yeah, and like the last episode before this also has some pointers to that as well.
Yeah.
So
guys, as always, we hope you find value in this.
We hope this never stops being useful to you as part of your day.
Yeah.
Thank you for making it part of your day, part of your week
so
far.
Guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the feedback you guys send us, even when we have trouble, like technical difficulties in trying to upload, or Nigeria happens, environment happens, and we have to struggle to keep up with the pace. These things are getting better. We're trying to be the most proactive that we can.
Guys.
Amara said something to me that has sort of become, in a way, the principle of it, not necessarily the words verbatim, like the phrase verbatim, but the principle of it. You don't do your best, you do what it takes.
Bro.
Do you understand?
Bro,
so like,
I had to learn that the hard way, man.
Yeah. You don't do your best, you do what it takes.
It's crazy. So, just to talk on it a bit, guys.
Yeah.
Because you realize that if you look at the accomplishment and you look at what your best is.
I hear that.
Your best might be far.
I hear that, man.
Like,
I hear that.
We were talking about it on an episode about how the things that you might be doing which look like crazy amount of work for you, but to some other high performer, it's light work.
It's light work, man.
It's light work. So you don't do your best because your best might not be enough.
Yep.
You find out whatever it takes that is ethically and morally acceptable and do it.
See, ethically and morally, like, I wish we could have a disclaimer. Like 0 to X would not be liable. But anyways, guys, please take the points that we're saying to heart, as many of them as you can. The whole point of this is a nudge, a help, one more rung on the ladder for you to climb on the way to success, on the way to fulfilling your heart desires, to building the life that you dream to have. So guys, we're gonna be bringing you more of this.
Yeah.
Thank you for the community that we're building. Like, it's awesome seeing the feedback, guys. Like, bro, the feedback, the new listeners. I'm like, where are people coming from? I love
US,
it.
The UK.
Canada. I love it so much.
I'm
Please
like, bro,
keep sharing. We feel like there are more people that need to hear what we have to say.
Yeah.
And Amara and myself are working on getting this message to as many people as we possibly can. So please do a little bit or the most you can. Share this podcast episode or this entire thing to someone who you think might find it useful or entertaining, and let's just take it one step at a time. We are 0 to Xing right in your phones, man. Yes. 0 to Xing right in your phones. All right, guys. As always, it was a pleasure. See you in the next one.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.